Good evening, lords and ladies. DJ Craigie here with the Progeny Behind the Fang podcast. And joining me as always, my amazing wife, Ming Chow, Neapolitan Wu. And today, we want to wish you all a happy Friday the 13th, and we're tackling a date that sends shivers down your spine.
Why does this day feel so unlucky? Is it ancient curses, tragic events, or just a horror movie vibe? We're going to uncover the history, the pop culture, and whether science backs up the bad luck. So grab a blanket, maybe avoid any black cats, and let's get started. And hello, my darling husband. Happy Friday the 13th.
And happy the Friday the 13th to you, my beautiful wife. But first, hit that like and subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our spooky adventures, podcast, and much, much more. Are you ready, my wife? Let's step into the shadows of Friday the 13th.
Let's do it. So where did this whole Friday the 13th is cursed thing start? One theory goes back to the Bible. At the Last Supper, there were 13 guests, Jesus and his 12 apostles, Judas, the betrayer, being the 13th. The next day, Good Friday, when Jesus was crucified. Talk about a bad weekend.
Well, I'd say so. And that's not all. In 1307, on Friday, October 13th, King Philip of France arrested hundreds of the Knights Templar. These guys were powerful, almost like medieval superheroes, but they were accused of heresy, tortured, and many were executed. Some say this event cursed the date for all time.
And don't forget Norse mythology. There's a story about a banquet with 12 gods in Valhalla. Then Loki, the trickster god, crashed the party as a 13th guest and caused chaos, leading to the deaths of a beloved god, Baldur. So the number 13 has been bad news for centuries, and it seems like the number 13, that's a bad guest.
No doubt.
I don't want to be that number guest to the party.
Right? It's like the universe was saying, number 13? Nope. Bad vibes only. But here's the thing. Not every culture agrees on which day is unlucky. Let's talk about that next. While we're freaking out about Friday the 13th, other cultures have their own unlucky days. In Hispanic countries like Spain and Mexico, it's Tuesday the 13th. Or Martes Tre. That's considered cursed.
Yeah, and in Greece, Tuesday the 13th is also bad news, linked to the fall of Constantinople in 1204 and 1453, both on Tuesdays. They even say the Greek word for Tuesday, triti, means third, and bad luck comes in threes. Spooky. And please, everyone, if I didn't pronounce that right, please be forgiven.
So, and in Italy, they don't care about Friday the 13th at all. For them, it's Friday the 17th. That is the unlucky day. The number 17 in Roman numerals can be arranged to spell VIXI, which means I have lived in Latin. Basically, I'm dead. Creepy, right?
That's so romantic. So, bad luck days are a global thing, but Friday the 13th, it's got a special place in pop culture thanks to a certain hockey mask killer. Let's go there next. In 1980, a horror movie changed how we see Friday the 13th forever. Friday the 13th introduced us to Camp Crystal Lake, a place where camp counselors meet a gruesome end. The killer, well, spoiler alert for a 45-year-old movie, it starts with Pamela Voorhees, but her son Jason Voorhees becomes the star. We got some kids like that, Craig, right? They just take you right on over.
We sure do. And Jason, with his creepy hockey mask and machete, is now a horror legend. The first film was a hit, grossing nearly $60 million on a tiny budget. It spawned 11 sequels, including wild ones like Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason X, where he's in space, and even the iconic Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, yeah. So this franchise didn't just scare us, it made Friday the 13th the spooky date. Think about it. Halloween costumes, video games, even comic books all featured Jason. Every time the date rolls around, people think of him lurking in the woods.
And not just in the movies. Real life events on Friday the 13th have added to the creepy vibe. Now let's talk about some of those. We mentioned the Knights Templar earlier, arrested Friday, October 13th, 1307. That's one of the earliest events tied to the date's bad luck. But fast forward to 1972 on Friday, October 13th, Uruguayan Air Force Flight 571 crashed in the Andes Mountains.
The survivors were stranded for 72 days, facing freezing cold and no food. They had to resort to cannibalism to survive. Their story was so intense it became a book and movie called Alive. Now talk about a nightmare. Now Craig, if we going down in a plane, are you going to end up eating my leg or arm? I mean, I give you permission. I want you to survive.
Okay, well thank you. I'll make sure it's cooked like a nice brisket.
Yeah, we wrote it in our prenup, folks, so we good.
And then there's Friday, November 13th, 2015. Paris was hit with a coordinated terrorist attack, killing 130 people and injuring hundreds. It was one of France's darkest days, and the date just adds to the tragedy's weight.
These events make you wonder, is Friday the 13th a really curse, or is it just coincidence? Let's see what science has to say. Okay, so we got creepy stories, but is Friday the 13th actually unluckier? Scientists have studied this. A 1993 study in Finland found a 52% increase in traffic, accident, hospital admissions for women on Friday the 13th. Oh, I thought they were going to say births.
Yeah, and other studies like the one from the Dutch Center for Insurance Statistics in 2008 found fewer accidents on Friday the 13th. Why? People might be a little bit more careful, avoiding risks due to the superstition. It's like the day psychs us out, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I sure do. There's even a name for the fear of Friday the 13th. Okay. Bless my little heart, I am not going to say this right. Craig gives me all the shit words, you know? Paraskividitriobia. Try saying that 3 times fast, or try saying that at all. The point is, our brains notice bad stuff more on this day because we're expecting it. It's like self-fulfilling prophecy.
Wow, sounds scary.
I know, right? The way I said that, or just that in general?
And this superstition shows up in real life, like how buildings skip the 13th floor. In New York City, only 9% of tall buildings labeled their 13th floor as such. The rest call it 14 or 12B.
12B. Always got to be a 12B. Same with airlines. Ever notice no row 13 on some planes? Airlines tend to skip it to keep passengers calm. Superstition is powerful, as is hysteria.
It sure is. And you know, my wife, I remember one Friday the 13th when I was a kid, I was walking home from school and a black cat crossed my path. I got so tense and afraid that something bad would happen, but nothing did. Maybe it's all in our heads, maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not. I thought you were going to say that one time at band camp when you wore that Dracula costume for Halloween. Remember that story? Yeah. Well, I think so too, but still, I can't help but feel a little uneasy when the date comes around. It's fun to be a bit superstitious sometimes.
Yep, it sure is. And so, what's the deal with Friday the 13th? It's a mix of ancient stories, tragic events, and a killer in a hockey mask. Science says it's probably not cursed, but our minds love a good spooky story.
Exactly. Superstitions stick around because they're part of who we are. They make life a little more mysterious, a little more fun. So, what about you? Have you had a creepy Friday the 13th experience? Drop it down below, drop it in the comments because we want to hear about it. Avoid ladders and don't go to Camp Crystal Lake this Friday the 13th. Right, Craig?
Right. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well so you get notified for our upcoming videos and all of our creepy stories and interviews. Maybe we'll tackle another mystery, maybe black cats or haunted houses. Who knows?